What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we are going to be diving on into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in full-on spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie yet, go watch the movie and then come back to this video so you can see what I have to say on the movie in full spoiler manner. But before we get into that, let's get on into this big announcement here I have for the channel. We are going to be doing a huge giveaway for when we reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and I'm going to announce that at the end of this video, so definitely stay tuned to hear what is all entailed for this announcement, but I think you guys will like it, so stick around for that. But right now, let's get on into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Alright, well, it is no question that I absolutely love this movie. If you have seen my non-spoiler review, you know I gave this one an 8 out of 10. I thought it was one of the best that Marvel has done recently. And ever since I've seen this film on Thursday night, I can't stop thinking about it. And that's just a testament to how brilliant it is and how brilliant of a mind James Gunn is. I was kind of going back and forth because a lot of people are saying, this is the best Marvel movie since Avengers Endgame. This is the best movie since, Spider-Man No Way Home. And I love Spider-Man No Way Home, but I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 does surpass it in my mind. I think this is the best Marvel film since Endgame. And, there's definitely some people out there that agree with me. I think it's just because of the heart, the emotion that this film brings. It changes what I thought is what could be possible in Marvel movies. This one's probably the most emotional Marvel movie ever done. And I think that's, it's because of Rocket's storyline in here. I mean, we see it a little bit in the trailers, we see it all in the movie play out, and it's just done brilliantly. Definitely my favorite part of the movie. I think the way that the emotion is handled here is kind of like how emotion would be handled in a drama. It's definitely a more serious tone for a normal comic book movie, and I think that resonated a lot with me, and it's resonating a lot with fans and critics as well. So that is why I love this film so much. But right off the bat, I want to say nobody died in this movie, and that is kind of a big shocker for me. I definitely thought going in that at least 2, maybe even 3 characters that we knew were going to perish. And that didn't happen, but we had a lot of teases that was possibly going to happen in this movie. The noticeable one is, Star-Lord at the end of the film, not making it back off the High Evolutionary ship from there to nowhere. And there he was, just floating in space, and he had the frostbite kind of thing all over him, and I thought that was it. That was it for him. Kind of interesting way to go out, but I was like, well, he's blown up in the face, there's no way he can be saved. And then boom, Adam Warlock comes out of, getting that there's always second chances talk from Groot and Drax, and boom, he saves Peter. My thoughts on that were kind of a little lackluster. I didn't really like that part of it. Because that kind of thought like a fake death kind of tease, which Marvel is known for doing, and I wish they didn't do that here. But that's just one of the minor gripes I have with this film. I just wanted to get that out of the way, because I kind of did personally want to see somebody die in this film. I think it would have given it a bit more substance. They didn't go that route, but the way they closed out all of these chapters for each character, I think, was done brilliantly. Mantis is going on her separate way. Peter went back to Earth to go hang out with his grandfather and kind of get some closure on his mother's passing, and for himself, I think he needs to go back and just kind of lay low for a little bit. We have Nebula in here. In Nebula, Drax is going to be the father of these children now. That's on Nowhere. Rocket is also going to stay with Groot, and Gamora is going off on being a Ravager. I mean, that's about it with our Guardians. I don't think we'll see this group again for a while. We know Rocket's the leader of Guardians, and Groot, Adam Warlock, are kind of the new founding members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. As I don't think we will see Peter Quill, Gamora, Drax definitely won't be coming back. However, I could see Rocket and Groot sticking around, and I think we'll get them in the next Avengers movies, I think. Because, they are Avengers now. But I think, like I said, the closure of these characters was done brilliantly. It was emotional, but it was the right narrative for each of these characters. So I thought that was a good ending for each of our characters. But let's go back to the beginning of this film, because it picks up quick. There's really no downtime. We just see what Nowhere is like, and then all of a sudden, boom, Adam Warlock comes out of nowhere and just attacks Rocket, shoots Rocket in the chest, and then Rocket's kind of out for most of the movie, and we see a lot of him in the flashbacks that he's thinking of when he's, on that hospital bed, about to die, quite possibly. But that's our big, huge introduction to Adam Warlock, and it takes each Guardian they have to come together in order to defeat him, because, they get their ass handed to them when they're doing it on their own. Which I thought was a great opening fight, but it just kind of surprised me that we kind of got into the swing of things so quick. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but I did like our introduction to Adam Warlock, and I wish he stayed that strong throughout the movie, because, that one kind of failed and fluttered a little bit. But where that villain fluttered, High Evolutionary succeeded in my mind. I thought he was a fantastic villain. He really got us to hate him. I mean, how can you not when you hear what Rocket's backstory is? And I thought that was just done brilliantly. I forget the actor that played him, but he did a fantastic job. And how at the end of the movie he takes off, his mask, and it's just all the destruction that Rocket did to him when he was escaping from the High Evolutionary's place the first time. And that moment too was great, because you had Rocket having that beautiful line of, you didn't want to change the world, you just didn't like the way it was, or something along those lines. I think that was brilliant, and then didn't even end up killing High Evolutionary, because that's how much progress the Rocket character has had in these past 3 films. And when you look at these 3 films as a whole, it really is Rocket's story. And after seeing this film, Rocket's now one of my favorite characters in Marvel, and his story is one of the best told, I believe, in Marvel as well. And just diving right on into that third act, I mean, going into Counter-Earth and all that stuff, that kind of freaked me out, seeing Counter-Earth. I mean, those people were, interesting from what the High Evolutionary thought was righteous. It was just pure out wrong. And also just felt terrible for those citizens as well, as he completely went on to just destroy the whole planet that he created to build a new one, which he had in mind for these children that the Guardians ended up saving. I mean, that was hard to watch for sure, just because of the gratification that the High Evolutionary got. He honestly thought he was doing the right thing when, just the Guardians, everyone in the theater watching this film, saw how wrong it was. And I thought it was a very darker turn for where these films in particular usually go, which is why I also have a lot of found respect from this film as well. I thought it handled and tackled darker subpoints way better than I would have thought possible in these Guardians films, just because they're known as these kind of light, upbeat comedy films, which makes this one so different in a way, but yet touches on the familiar tones we know from these core characters. I really do like the final battle. I think it's done well. Obviously each Marvel film has a huge CGI blowout. I loved when Groot and Peter went to go talk to the High Evolutionary, and they were like, no guns, no weapons, whatever like that. And basically when High Evolutionary just thought they were playing fools on coming in here to bargain or whatever, Groot just opens up and all the weapons fall out, and he's got 6 guns in each hand or something like that, and it's just done brilliantly. I love this final fight, especially with the Nowhere coming in out of nowhere and just surprising the heck out of High Evolutionary and his people. I thought was brilliant, and it was piloted by none other than Kraglin, played by Sean Gunn, who I was glad got a little bit of shine in here. I wish we would have seen more from that character, but he finally was able to conquer the arrow, Yondu's arrow, and was able to use that beautifully. And we got a little surprise here of Michael Rooker in this film. Once again, not a shock, because him and James Gunn are really good friends. So I thought he was going to be in here if he could be. And I thought that was done brilliant. And I loved the relationship between Cosmo and Kraglin as well. They were not given as much screen time as I would have liked, which is a little weird in a 2.5 hour movie. But, you know, the time we got with them, I thought was great, and I think we will see them in the future as well. So, with that all being said, just my closing thoughts here on this film. I think the story was brilliantly written, and I think the characters and how they ended up made perfect sense to who these characters are. None of it felt rushed. We got all this time with them, and we got to see all these characters grow in 3 films, and it was brought to a great conclusion. This film obviously has a lot of emotion, like I have touched on. My favorite part of the film is the emotion layers that have with Rocket's backstory, and I think this film is just pretty darn close to being brilliant. So, with that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Full spoilers, go on. Everybody knows it's a spoiler video here, so let me know your favorite moments, your favorite character, where does this rank for you in terms of Guardians films, Marvel films, all that fun stuff in the comments below. Reminder, I will also be posting a video on ranking all 3 Guardians films as well, so stay on the lookout for that. Now it is time to get into the big announcement here. So, like I said, we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers here on the channel, and I'm going to do a giveaway, little incentive to make sure that goal happens, and here's what I'm going to do. So we are going to be giving away a signed Marvel poster with actors from all of the franchises on it. An image of that will be coming a little bit later. It's not quite complete yet, but I will be giving that away on the channel once we hit that 1,000 subscribers mark. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, you have the bell notification, you thumbs up, follow our Instagram at emit1.em. You can also follow me as well, TysonH_, as you will have to do that to be entered. You'll have to follow Emit1 on the socials and be subscribed to the channel. But further details will be revealed as we get closer to the goal. I just wanted to make a huge announcement of it right now, so you all know what we're working for, and if you want to help spread the word to other people who you think would be interested in this prize or this channel as well, please do so. So with that being said and all wrapped up, that will do it for this video, guys. Comment below. Please let me know what you thought of Guardians 3 again. Fantastic film. I love it. Thank you, James Gunn, and thank you, Guardians, as well. So that will do it for this one, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.